Some people have called what Charles Ponzi did the fraud of the century, and he was charged with doing it. In fact, not many criminals have something named after them. But this is what happened with the Ponzi scheme, a confidence trick that con artists still use today. What is a Ponzi scheme? And who is Charles Ponzi? We will tell you everything you need to know about Charles Ponzi in this video. But first, click the bell icon and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So let's start. Who is Charles Ponzi? Charles Ponzi was an Italian con man who was known for making fake schemes to make money. He also went by the names Charles Ponzi, Carlo, and Charles P. Bianchi, among others. He was known for stealing money because he tricked people into giving him millions of dollars as investments and then paid them back with the money from his next investors. Because of how charismatic he was and how well the investors did at first, he was able to pull off one of the most successful financial scams in history. He made money off of this plan, which became known as the Ponzi scheme, for about a year before it fell apart. To rob Peter to pay Paul was the basic idea behind his Ponzi scheme, which cost his investors nearly $20 million. He was charged with many things, such as 86 counts of mail fraud. He admitted to mail fraud and was given a 5-year prison sentence. In 1936, Ponzi wrote a book about his life. It was called The Rise of Mr. Ponzi. In this book, he talks about his life and the scheme that made him famous. Childhood and early life. Charles Ponzi was born into a wealthy family in Lugo, Italy, in 1882. But his parents went through hard times and had to work hard to make ends meet. During college, he spent a lot of money on bars, coffee shops, and the opera. Ponzi went bankrupt and lost his degree. After this, his parents told him he should go to the US to work and make some money. The Ponzi scheme. In November 1903, Ponzi arrived in Boston on the SS Vancouver. People think he came into the country with only $2.50 in cash. During the next few years, he learned English and worked at different jobs. He worked as a dishwasher in a restaurant for a while and slept on the floor. Ponzi was good at his job, so he moved up quickly and became a waiter. He was later fired for stealing and cheating customers at the restaurant. Ponzi lived in Montreal in 1907 and worked at Bank Zerossi as a teller. The bank had high interest rates, and many of the new Italian people who moved to Canada used it. Then Bank Zerossi fell, and Ponzi was out of work. Forgery got him sent to a prison in Quebec for 3 years. After he got out of prison in 1911, he started helping bring Italian people into the United States illegally. After he was caught, he spent 2 more years in an Atlanta prison. Ponzi opened a small office in Boston in 1919. He got a letter from a company in Spain asking for a catalog of advertising. Inside the envelope, he found an international reply coupon. IRCM realized he could use it to make money. After World War I ended, Italy's postage cost in US dollars went down by a lot because of inflation. This meant that he could buy IRC for cheap in Italy and trade it for more valuable US stamps. He started making money when he bought stamps for less money and sold them right away for more. This was perfectly legal. Ponzi said he had made almost 400% more money than he had put in. Ponzi started a stock company in 1920 to get people to give him more money. He promised his clients a 50% return on their investment after 45 days or 100% return after 90 days. Ponzi used to pay back his earlier investors with money he got from new investors. This set the stage for his scams to get money from investors. Even though Ponzi was the first person to use this method to scam his clients, it became known as a Ponzi scheme because of him. In the end, his plan fell apart, and 86 counts of mail fraud were brought against him. On November 1, 1920, Ponzi pleaded guilty and was given 5 years in federal prison. Family and personal life. In 1918, he married Rose Maria Necco, a stenographer from Boston whose family had come from Italy. He helped run his father and fruit law's business for a while, but it fell soon after. Ponzi lived in luxury in Lexington, Massachusetts, and had the best car at the time, a Locomobile. Rose and he lived with his mother, but she died later. Ponzi said he would give $100,000 to the Italian Children's Home in Jamaica Plain in honor of his mother. In 1937, right after he was sent to Italy, he broke up with Rose. Death. Charles Ponzi went to Brazil and got a job as an agent for the Italian state airline, Ala Littoria. He went on to teach English as a second language. During his last years, Ponzi had almost no money left. By 1941, he had a heart attack and other health problems. By 1948, he was almost blind. He also had a brain hemorrhage, which made his right arm and leg weak. He died at the Hospital São Francisco de Assis Federal University in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, on January 18, 1949. At the time of his death, he was so poor that he nearly had enough money to pay for his own funeral. Thanks for watching. That's all we have for today. Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon as well.